In certain situations, your apartment can actually be considered a primary residence, meaning you can own no real estate but still have to purchase your first property under investment property guidelines. Your lender classifies properties three ways: a primary residence, a vacation or second home, and an investment property. A primary residence is just what it sounds like. It's the residence you live at primarily or most of the time. The reason an apartment can be considered a primary residence sometimes is, think about this scenario. Let's say you work for Coca-Cola in DC. You get a big promotion down to the headquarters in Atlanta, but you don't want to move your family, so you just move by yourself down to Atlanta. So you have an apartment now in Atlanta. Your family lives back in DC, and you want to buy the first home for your family with this big promotion you got. But you live in Atlanta because your job's in Atlanta. If you want to purchase your family a home back in DC, since you primarily live in Atlanta, that property that you purchase in DC will be considered an investment property. Now you may be thinking, why not a vacation property? Well, a vacation property or second home is simply a property that you don't live in primarily, but you also do not rent out to another people. For instance, this is the lake house or beach home that you don't use except for going on vacation. Now an investment property. So a lot of people don't realize this for an investment property, but it actually has nothing to do with collecting money. An investment property is simply a home that you don't live in primarily, that someone else lives in. The rent is not part of the investment property classification. Now, for instance, let's take that home on the beach in Key West. And let's say your cousin now gets a promotion out to Key West and they plan to live in that property, but you do not plan on charging them any rent because they're your good cousin. Or maybe let's say they're your son a little bit more. Simply based on the fact that they live in the property, it is now considered an investment property. So if you bought it as a vacation home and now you go to refinance, because there's somebody living there, there's actually classified as an investment property. The more you know, check out more 2-minute mortgage tips.